Hi, welcome to a Roboflow training movie. In this training movie, I will explain some new placeholders or inline scripting tags that can be used in 11.0.1. So if we look inside the workflow, there are a few new placeholders or a few extensions to an existing placeholder. One of them is that you can get a UUID. A UUID looks very similar to what you know as a GUID or the UID that from a Cumulus field. So if you add these tags in the text of an instruction, it will calculate, in this case, a java-uuid and here a Cumulus GUID or UID. These are sometimes requested when exporting files to an XML. It is sometimes required to have a unique ID in there, and then often either one is used. Another interesting new feature or extension of an existing instruction, there is an instruction called FILESIZE, and FILESIZE is actually getting the file size either from a tag. You can specify a tag here, or you can specify the complete path of a file, and then it will calculate or give you the file size. That's what it does out of the box. And if you specify nothing, it will give you the bytes. If you specify a K, it will be kilobytes, M for megabytes, and G for gigabytes. This has already been in the product for many years. What is new now is that if you specify an A as a parameter, it will calculate an Adler32 checksum and return it as text. Same for C. If you specify C, it will generate a CRC32, and if you specify 5, it will return an MD5. So these are very commonly used checksums and could be useful to identifying if a certain file is unique or for other purposes that you might require it. So if I quickly run this workflow, I created a little drop folder workflow that looks in a folder and just gives me outputs the information into the workflow. So if I do show log, I have a file in my drop folder. This file, it finds the file, and then this UUID is completely unrelated to this file. It's just to show you what the return value of such an instruction is. And then here you can see that Adler32 checksum for this file is this, the CRC checksum is this, and the MD5 is this. So very useful to have these new functionalities. And what already exists in the past, but maybe you didn't know, is if you just get it in bytes or you get it in kilobytes, in megabytes and gigabytes. Important, and that's why I added them, it does, it rounds up, which means that if in this case this file is let's say 0.5 gigabytes big or 0.005 gigabytes big, it will not return that. It returns an integer value, and it will never return 0 if the file size is not is bigger than 0. So you might say, okay, this file is not 1 gigabyte big, correct, but it's just returning the integer value, which is rounded up. So that way you are certain that it doesn't say that this file size is 0. So that's what this little workflow does for you. It just outputs what these new placeholders or these new options of placeholders are doing for you in the workflow. That's all. Thank you for joining this little training movie, and see you in the next one.